G'day, listeners. This episode is proudly brought to you by our sponsors, supshq.com.au. Use BWB15 at checkout to receive 15% off and direct shipping.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Bros with Brains, here with my boy Benjamin Button, Mayfield, Smith, Jones, Alexandra. I don't know, whatever other last names he's got. Well, I mean, that's dramatic.
That's a lot of time. Pull your head in.
That took a turn, and that's the end of the podcast. Thank you guys for listening, and goodbye. How are we, sir?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm fucking had a little hectic morning. Fucking hour and a half, 45 trip home from the gym, which set my day back. But at the same time, we fucking improvise, adapt, and overcome. So got some food in, felt immediately better. And yeah, I'm good. Training is fucking fantastic. Pushed a lifetime PB on hacks today. Not only a prep PB, but a lifetime PB on hacks. So that was fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
Hit 240 for 10 reps. Was like finally like that point where I was like week on week now. I've just been getting like what I thought would be 8 or 9 reps at a weight was like full and 12, full set. I'm like, all right, I'm going to increase next week.
Yeah.
Got to this week and it was like, I got to like 9, probably 8.5 reps. And I was like, fuck, I've got 12 again here. And then I hit 10, got 10 and a half. I was like,
yeah.
Like there we go.
There we go. That's what we're looking for.
Yeah.
And that's set 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then we, back off set from there and hit a nice, well, fuck, my back off set's now heavier than my top sets were like 4 weeks ago. So I was like,
right.
Cool. Strong.
All those gains.
Oh yeah. So I mean, yeah, to be this deep into prep and strength going up in most metrics is pretty satisfying. Means there's very little loss of muscle, obviously, and if not fucking, some good little bit of growth there. So pretty satisfying, pretty happy there. Body composition's moving well, dropped another 4 mil this week. So weights, now we're getting hungrier, making more food volume choices. So weight's roughly the same, but that's an easy modification at 12 weeks. What are we, 12 weeks out from nationals, 9.4, 10.3 from states. So we've got plenty of time there to make some adjustments to get weight down, but I'm just happy with the body composition changes. So yeah, it's fucking, I don't know, it's good. It's happening. It's all ticking over, rolling and going, and not too dead yet. Got some brain thinking drugs coming soon, which will help out and keep that little cognitive window open.
Some modafinil stuff.
That's the ticket.
Good times.
But yeah, I'll get plenty of that in. Started just implementing a little extra sleep power naps and caffeine and a 15-20 power nap during the day just to reset for the Arvo clients and check-ins and all that sort of shit. So it's all good, still happening. I'm nowhere near as dead as I thought I'd be this far out. I checked in with Dolt this morning for the first time in like 6 weeks, and he was like, "How are you 10 weeks out?" And I was like, I still feel fat, so I don't know. I don't care. More. I'll do more.
Yeah. Always. Sounds more like Tavi, and then he nearly died.
Yeah. Tav, no more repeating that mistake.
Yeah, exactly. Don't. That's what we're going to call it. Don't do a Tavi.
Yeah, don't pull a Tavi. Tavi is now an adjective.
Don't pull a Tavi.
Don't Tavi.
when you're in prep, don't do a Tavi.
Yeah, don't do a Tavi and get all the way to the end, then undercook your chicken and be like, oh, I can't get out of this recovery hole because I have fucking hypoglycemia and diarrhea. So,
yeah. Well, between that and then didn't he also, he was like, yeah, I can do another low day. Yeah, I can do another low day. Yeah, I can do another low day. And he just kept doing them until he basically cooked himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can dig deeper. No, you can't.
Not like using that obviously logical brain part and going, hey, you know what? You can dig deeper, but also should you?
Exactly right. Just because you can doesn't mean you need to, or should you?
Yeah. So everything's on track. It's good. Like projections seem to be pretty satisfying. Like there's no, like I said in one of the episodes of the podcast on our one, my one, there's no secrets to like prep nutrition. Like I know people try to keep their fucking secrets and this is how I do it. It's literally like, it's an open book. I am at a rate of loss that's above my expected rate of loss. I'm doing nothing crazy other than handling and modifying my stress. I'm sleeping. I am like handling business. I'm putting effort into my business, making sure I'm managing my clients so there's no stress there. Cutting off like family and friends and outings and stuff that will just interrupt times of eating and like work. So my narrowed focus, like we talked about before, is just handling the stress bandwidth, if you will. And just gradually tapering up output through increasing intensity. So all in all, everything is, fucking phenomenal. So, I mean, it's going to get to that point. Like, we had a little slight like a modification to calorie intake last week just to spread out some calories as opposed to just two super high days. So
Hmm.
that was decent. Alleviated a bit of stress there, a little bit of fatigue, just saved a bit more food across the weekend. But besides that, it's like, yeah, this next 10 weeks now is the dig deep part.
Hmm.
Just pulled out cardio and just pulled out um what do we do? Weighted vest walks. I just threw like I know 2 laps to the city is sorry, a lap to the city and back is 4,000 steps, give or take, when we go to right the same place. So one of those I just implement a weighted vest, the other one I don't. Really that
Perfect.
simple.
Simple, easy, effective.
Yeah. So yeah, there's no secrets. Like I know people try to pretend like they have all these little tricks up their sleeve and stuff, and sure you do, like certain drug protocols and stuff you can throw in and all that sort of thing. But at the end of the day, the basic principles are the same for everyone. It's just how to
Yeah.
do them, how consistent you can be with them, right?
Who would have thought doing the basics well and over
Yeah.
again seems to work? Rocket science.
Yeah, I know, right? It's crazy. But yeah, fucking Tommy is looking unreal. Like that dude is going to be coming in. I genuinely like his classic shape, and that's just not just saying that as a client. Like subjectively, he has a very nice classic shape. Could do a bit more lat, but at the same time, like his lats have improved tenfold from his last stage, and he got second in his division. So, um, I'll be interested to see where he stacks up at this weight, this fullness, this roundness, and this condition. His rate of loss probably won't sustain a full week off dieting, but at the same time, like, are you trying to have a week off diet? Or are you trying to get absolutely peeled? So
Yeah, I mean, it's just picking the time, right? As always, it's just knowing when to do it and when not to do it and
yeah,
having it
exactly
in the
right.
bank, basically.
Yeah, exactly. At this point in time, like he's well on top of a 2.5 mil per week rate of loss with again minimal cardio, minimal incremental increases in any dosages. Like we just introduced cardio together, so we're doing like 1.5 hour bike session a week, which is 15 pre and post a training session. That's it. So I mean, he's got wiggle room to get shredded,
Yeah.
and it's already happening. So yeah, all in all, he's going to come in a very very nice condition. We're probably at 4 weeks out. Practice a super front end load. Look at tapering him up at the front end and just basically backing off the carbs, see how he fills out. And then we might trial a back end rapid load to see how he fills up close to the show, see what food volume's like so he doesn't bloat. See how he can go with posing, and then we'll just pick the best for both and fucking attack states.
That's it. Simple.
All
Again,
right.
easy, effective.
Crazy shit. Turns out when you put the time in consistently over years and years, you don't really need to have like super tricks, right? You just kind of,
Well, it's like playing the long game.
yeah,
As always, it's just playing the long game. It's just, week on week, month on month, year on year, and just how it works.
exactly right. Like I said, that in that video that I shared with you that'll go up soon, like I'm trying to get a lot more. We finally got someone to do decent recording. We've actually got our first training blog on the YouTubes actually. So the Matter YouTube channel has one of our training sessions on there, which is cool. We're gonna try and get those at least once or twice a week. I'm gonna start doing some day in the life stuff. So I just did some now that I've got like a newer phone, I've been trying to like do like day in the life blogging stuff and recording it for YouTube. That has to be at 16:9 and not 19:6 and all that sort of shit or whatever. I don't
How
know.
annoying is it?
I know. I'm just gonna put stuff up. All right. I'm gonna
Yeah,
talk.
I'm just going to record it and everyone else can fix it.
Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah,
Uh,
here's the footage. Now you do what you do.
yeah, make this work, sir.
Yeah,
It's in black and white. I don't care. Make it color.
exactly right. It's from the
So
1950s. I don't care.
yeah, yeah. It's got one of those vintage, like I want one of those like rustling cinematography with feels to it. No, we can't do that, sir. I don't make it happen. I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're just trying to record that. Just try and be like basically, I don't know, transparent, open, show everyone how it goes. Like, there's no secrets. There's no like, oh fucking, what's the matter secret? Like the matter secret is we do shit well, simple. Like that's
Yeah.
really that's how we do.
We do the
Um,
basics over and over again very well.
yeah, we get very boring and we do the basics very boringly well. So
Yes. It's
that's
like,
kind of
who didn't think doing bodybuilding and prep wouldn't be monotonous?
yeah, I know, right? Just wait, repeat the same shit
Yeah.
over and over and over again.
It's like the beauty of it. The beauty is that it is monotonous. It's like it's just the same shit. It's like
Yeah,
the
you don't
one
overthink
controlled
it.
thing in your
Yeah,
life.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
in
I
in
try to
a
explain this.
yeah, in a forever like changing environment that that
Yeah,
is life. You have control over this one
yeah,
aspect, and all you have to do is eat the same foods, do the same training,
yeah,
and do the same, like pretty much gauge the same output as best as possible,
yep,
and sleep. You have
yep,
control over it, so you just
yeah,
fucking do it.
yep. And literally, it's like it doesn't need to be any more complicated than that. It's like the one thing where literally everything changes around it. It's the one thing that'll always be constant. Like
Yeah.
when you have first principles that apply, doesn't matter how you try and sexify it up and you try and make it interesting. The first principles are the fundamental principles. They will stay the same. Doesn't matter how you twist it. You can put diamonds on a turd. It's still a turd. Still going to be the same principles. You're still doing the same shit regardless of how you try to juice it up. So yeah, no, it's like it's exciting to see such a culmination of work over a long time. I was disappointed to find out that Dalton that is going to be away from states. They're not going to be over in time to sort of like with what they're doing. So I kind of feel like as much as my project and everything, like he's been a big part of it. So it'd be, it would have been cool to have him there, but I'll just get you guys or someone just to like live stream it or some shit. I don't really care. It's not like it's not like you're seeing a world class show. It's gonna be us trying out for national. So
yeah. It's
like,
just it's a state meet, like bro.
Stay in a local meeting, right? Chill out.
Calm down. As long as you're wearing the hot pink spandex, we're good.
Hot pink with bedazzled jewels, like all the fun stuff.
And it's got MA on it.
Yeah, exactly right.
But yeah, it's pink, so hot.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much where we are. So it's good. It's clients are moving, business is growing. Everyone's doing their shit. Everyone's doing their thing, and it's happening. Excited, good, ticking over. I don't know. Yeah, in a good spot. It's like just that expectation of how bad last time was or how intense last time was. At this time, just feels like a dream. And like I feel like I should be going harder because I'm like this doesn't feel as bad. But last time was so much worse that it's like I'm getting results this time, feeling like less stressed. But then I'm like, wait, I need to do more. What else
you're not feeling as worried or stressed, and it's kind of like, wait, but this isn't right.
What's going here?
Yeah, like
where's the cameras?
Yeah, like why is this feeling so much easier than last time? And it's like, hey, man, much like you said, much easier when you manage stress, which is always the biggest killer of everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Manage that, and everything else seems to fall into place quite nicely.
Exactly right. So yeah, I'm just at this point now, just ticking along, keeping clients happy, still taking on clients. I'll probably stop that, guarantee that at maybe like 4 weeks out or something, so I can just be focused there and maybe take the last 2 weeks just to do I'll just do check-ins and stuff like that. I won't do any like calls. I won't do any like programming changes or nothing like that. So kind of like haven't had a holiday to myself in like 4.5, 5 years. So it's kind of like I'll take those last 2 weeks to just kind of chill and play some Pokemon on my phone, load properly, peak properly, digest, sleep, and get up. So yeah, it's interesting time. Interesting. It's in that really that fine-tuned different spot now where it's like the real etched in details are going to start coming in.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm excited to see them at the same time. Like, don't rush it.
Yeah.
They're going to come.
Yeah, they'll come. They'll be there when they're there.
Yeah. So yeah, that's just where I'm. But how are you, sir?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. It's actually sunny for a change in Melbourne today. After some pretty bad winds last night and some rain. So those that'll be listening, obviously this drops on Saturday, but Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, some insane weather in some parts of the state. Crazy winds, man. Crazy winds. But it was a great morning. Played golf, which is always nice.
Very nice.
We don't talk about how well I played because it was horrendous. Parred the first hole, was perfect. First shot in a group of 4, playing with people that play off like 1, 3, and 5 handicaps. So it was like,
nice.
Yeah, they're freaks. I'm kind of like, fuck, I am nowhere. I'm like, the beauty of it is I had then no expectations of myself, which was great.
Yeah.
But then you say that and you're like, you still have expectations of yourself. So
yeah. I don't have expectations.
I played on Monday and shot like sub 90. So I'm like, yeah, I had a great round. Figured out some shit, practice round by myself. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get out there and, first hole, parred the first one. It's perfect. Nice little 7-iron off the tee, straight onto the green. I'm like, whoa. And even the other guys are like, shit. I'm like, yeah, shit. That's the best hole. That's the best shot of the day, mate. Don't worry about it. I'm done. I'm going home.
We're on here.
Parred the first hole. I'm like, I'm done. I'm out. And then
that's it. Okay.
This downhill from there, mate. It wasn't good. I stopped scoring after I think the hole 5. I'm like, yeah, no, we're not scoring this round today. That's fine.
It's a tester. It's a feeler.
Yeah, and as soon as you stop scoring, play much better. Less stress.
That's weird how that pressure works.
Yeah, and the worst thing is it's no like pressure from the other guys. It's pressure on myself. I'll just do it to myself. I'm like, yeah, because I'm like, I know how to play. Like I played this hole to like par last time, like on Monday. 3 days ago, I played this hole to par. Why did I just shoot 25 on one hole? Like, yeah, I mean, I didn't shoot 25, but you know what I mean. Anyway, these things happen. So I was just like, yeah, sweet. But sun's out. It was a great morning. Beautiful weather. It's actually kind of warm. I'm kind of hot. Might have to open the window. Fucking sweating already.
Watch out.
Yeah, I know. Fucking summer's coming. No, it's really not.
something I love doing at this point in prep is I love to put in like chilies and spices and stuff.
Yeah.
And I just like to feel sweaty. Like I like to feel it. I accidentally grabbed like the wrong the wrong Nando's, wrong Nando spice, and I was like put on my egg whites or some shit. And I'm just like taking this massive scoff and was like, sweet, just chilling, watching some like YouTube, and then next minute I was just like legitimate crying. I was like,
Yeah, 100%.
oh fuck, okay. I was like, all right, cool. So that's gonna hurt later.
Yeah, 100%. You're like, wait, that's not going to be fun on the
Yeah,
way out.
I'm just sitting in the office with like just my work shirt on. I think I had maybe have a flannel. I'm just like, well, that's coming off. I just started dripping sweat. I was like, oh, all
Yeah,
right.
like, okay, cool.
Then we know how to dehydrate for prep.
Yeah. Practice prep peak week.
Purely the butthole.
That's yeah, literally just straight up it. Just do it.
Yep. But yeah, there you go. So golf, how's work, how's gym?
Busy, busy. It's good. Usually winter's like a quiet time for most, like I think, fitness-based businesses, at
Yeah.
least with gym locations anyway. Maybe not online, but gym locations seem to an influx of memberships usually doesn't occur that much. We've
Yeah.
been pretty steady, to be honest. We're sort of averaging, 1 to 2 members a week since we've opened. So we've been going
Good.
pretty well. Like we've got a pretty decent membership base now.
Mm-hmm.
Enough so that I can step away at the end of the month, which is good. So
Brilliant.
I can
Fantastic.
step away and go to casual and just work 1 or 2 shifts a week just to break up the roster a little bit, show face,
Yeah.
that sort of stuff, and then I'll pretty much venture away completely.
That's what I
Hopefully
was
by the
gonna
end
say.
of the year.
Is a plan to be completely shadow?
Yeah, by the end of the year, I'm hoping to be completely out of it, so I'm just completely online again. Yeah, I could really just play more golf, to be honest. Pretty much all I
I'm
want
working
to
to
do.
play golf. That's all it is.
Yeah, I mean, I did actually train on Monday too. I got a pretty good fucking training session in, which was nice.
Ooh,
Been a
watch out.
while, lifted some weights, which is nice. Haven't
Dust off
lost,
the old spidey webs.
yeah, haven't lost too much strength on some of the movements, which is always nice. So
Very, very good.
nice little cheeky push pull session, get a bit of an upper body
Oh,
pump.
stop it.
Yeah,
Oh, Agonist training.
and just have to, just make sure I still got it. Just,
It's still there. We're still good. We're
still,
still
we're
good.
still good. Yeah, we're still good. I think I'm going to train legs tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes. Should be interesting.
Ooh.
See where I train first. I might go down to Doherty's and train. If I train at Doherty's, I won't use the hack squat there just because it's a Watson hack squat. Hack squat. It's a really old one, and for those that know, if you've used a Watson hack squat, the sled is like 100 kilos. Like it is so heavy, man. So it's like you put 3 plates on it, and you're like, this feels like the equivalent of like 8 plates aside. Like it's just fucked. It is just so heavy. I'm like,
Yes.
I don't know if I can be bothered going through that torture. So I was just like, maybe I'll just use like the squat press, the hip press that they've got. Like it's what are they? I'm trying to think what they called in America. We call them. It's called the Cybex squat press here. Is it called a hinge press? No, hip press. No, it's not a hip press. It's a hinge.
Oh, is
Squat.
it the one that was at Luke Lehman's?
Yeah, yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Literally the same one. They've got one at Doherty's.
Yeah, nice. Okay.
Yeah, so I like using that. So I'll load that up and have some fun with it.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, we call it a squat press. I can't remember what it's called in America.
Who cares what they say?
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, so I might go use that and see how it feels. Should be good.
Very nice.
Get a pump. Get
Very.
some blood in the legs.
It's always fun.
Yeah.
I'm really feeling that fuck me posing at the moment with like post like after legs and stuff. Like the one downside to like training volume going up through the sheer intensity is like the blood in your legs when you finish.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, I have a pump. They look massive, but at the same time, I'm like, oh, they
Yeah.
look so unliney.
Well, that's the problem. It's like it's good when there's blood in the legs. It's just when it's not leaving the legs. You're like, oh no,
Yeah.
this isn't good.
Yeah. How do we flush this out?
Yeah, that was a hard
Drugs I have
session.
to take.
But
Well,
anyway,
fatigue management.
yes,
Anyway,
you're not wrong.
I believe the big fella has some ranting to do.
I mean, it's just a very common trend. I feel like a lot of the listeners, that follow us, I think they're going to understand exactly what I'm saying when I say it. Now, we have gone through the phases of like Herbalife and all these other multi-level marketing?
Multi-team,
Yeah.
multi-tier,
Yeah, like you know what I mean? Like we know that obviously it starts at the top and just trickles down and
yeah.
all that sort of shit, right? It seems to be, I mean, some people would also call that a cult, but I mean, we can argue that point, but cult like multi-level marketing, whatever. There seems to be, and not being sexist, it is female specific coaching. Okay, so
Yep.
these coaches only coach females. Like that's fine. Like I don't care.
Yep.
But so when people listen, oh, he's sexist. No, I'm not being sexist. It's just that these particular coaches and this particular brand or company of coaching coach females only. Now they all post the same style of content.
Yeah.
Now, first and foremost, these are all PTs, right?
Yeah.
Pretty sure the ones that I've seen, bar one, I'm pretty sure are all Cert 4 qualified.
Mhm.
They have no actual qualifications in anything else. And I wouldn't even, I would almost argue Cert 4 is not a true qualification, but that's fine. Especially when it comes to mindset, to mental health. Okay. But also, they're not only trying to justify the fact that they can't get results with their clients, or like we won't even get into that, part of the thing. Like, it's okay to, not get results as long as you're happy in your skin. Like, no, shut the fuck up. But they're also business coaches now. Okay. So they're all unlocking your self potential.
Wait. So they're coaching. They've gone from coaching females, and they're coached by a business coach who's then teaching them to now become business coaches.
Kind of, yeah. Which we know is quite common. Like, we've seen that, but this particular like brand is so easy to pick because the way they do their stories all looks the same. Like, different. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, it's like it's different colors and all that sort of stuff. Don't get me wrong, but the format is the same. Like, blank background, different colors on top, all the same. Blah blah bullshit, right? And it's like they're all now. We can teach. I can teach you to scale your business.
Mm-hmm.
You have 30 clients.
You
don't need to scale your business to 30 clients. And if you do, there's something fucking wrong with your business.
Yeah.
I work 14 hours a week and you can too.
Yeah.
Like, why are you working so much in a business that you don't like? Why don't you work for yourself and be happy? Like, great sentiment. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
I feel like, again, it's really funny. They're all kids too. They're all like fucking under 20, under 30, like real young. They're like, bruh, like life hasn't hit you yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, what you're doing is so fad-like that it's just, I can't wait for it to happen. The funny thing is, like, I know the people. So it's like I get messages from their either clients that are inquiring or clients that have been with them. And obviously they've shifted their mentality, their goal, or what they do.
Yeah.
So their clients don't want to be with them anymore, which makes complete sense because that's not what they signed up for in the first place. Like, no one's going to, no one's going to be mad at that.
Yeah.
But it's like the fact that your clients are leaving you because you've changed your shift should probably be an indication of, hey, like, have you shifted the right way? I mean, or are you shifting in a way that's trying to gain you money? And it's just funny because it's like it literally comes from the top down. So it's like if you then start to go through like their coaching or their coaches who are their coaches who are their coaches or their mentors, we'll call them business coaches, they all post the same shit. It all looks the same.
Yeah.
And then it's funny because I know one of them got called out for being in a cult. Or it's like what they do was a cult. And they just sort of laughed and like, well, that's your problem. It's like, it's your problem. So everything they deflect, they're like everything that's asked about them is like, oh, but that's on you. Yeah, but that's your opinion. It's like, well, if you can't answer my question, is it on me or is it on you? I'm just curious. Like, there's going to be a bit of give and take. Like, I'm all for the mentality of, you know what, like, if I post something and I'm not directly attacking anybody, but you took offense to it, that's on you. Like, fair enough. I can understand that. You have some deep-seated shit, work your shit out.
Yep.
If I posted something and you took offense to it and then you asked me a question, I should probably justify my post.
Yeah.
Or give you an idea, an example, a reason, something.
Articulate the reasoning.
It's just being polite.
Yeah.
But then people are like, nah, it's on you. You felt that way. It's because of you. Like, you have something to deal with. You have something to sort out. Like, I think it sounds like you have something to sort out. Like,
it's like a you problem, to be honest.
Yeah, so we've got coaches that are business coaching, yet they've got lucky to have 30 fucking clients. Apparently they're earning 6 figures a year. Like, sure. And then they're advertising their 12-week programs. Now, this is where it gets much more fun. So this style of coaching, business coaching, mentoring, whatever you want to call it, they promote the fact that we should be transparent with our prices. We should, for to be real, to be, honest and upfront. Yet when we know as, once we've come up through doing business and stuff, you don't always quote the price. You sort of get ideas of goals and what it is, whether you can help them. You do talking about pricing structure and stuff, sort of in a private or more private conversation, not.
Yeah.
hey, each to their own. If you want to put your prices up on Instagram, that's fine. It just makes it much more fun for me to make fun of.
Gives you more content.
Just saying, like you put your prices up, I'm gonna laugh. Now, for example, 12 a 12-week business scaling, self-sabotage, getting out of your way mindset
So many
course.
adjectives.
Yeah, that one. That's what it's all encompassing, apparently.
Of course it is.
3,300 or 3,500.
Yes.
One of them for 12 weeks.
Yeah.
But what do you get for that 12 weeks, Ben? Well, let me tell you. This is what you get for 12 weeks. You get access to a phone call with me personally every second week. So you get 6 phone calls.
Sold already.
Yeah, so that's like $400 or $500 a phone call, just in case you were wondering about the price breakdown, because I broke it down. So just in case you're wondering, you get access to me through Voxer, not WhatsApp, Facebook chat, Instagram, phone messaging. Voxer, another app. I had to find out what Voxer was because I had no idea. Apparently, it's just like it's like just like WhatsApp. Apparently,
like Russian WhatsApp.
Yeah, it's literally like the Aldi version of WhatsApp. So
it's
fine.
the WhatsApp you got from my wish.
yeah. It's Aldi. That's exactly what it is. Yeah. So between working hours, so I'm assuming these people don't work. They work for 14 hours a week. So like maybe between 9 and 12 each day or something. Like, I don't know. Like, who fucking knows? You get access to my curriculum that I created without any experience in the position of the job that I'm doing.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, that I've just created. That's not accredited at all with anything or anyone. Like
to even compare that, I have spent 10 years in and amongst the fitness game in different aspects and variations of study. I am putting everything I've learned into a course that is not it's not accredited. We're not claiming to credit anyone. We're not going to sell insurance. We're not going to certify anyone. It is simply, this is an upskilling course. But I have done this for like 7, closer to 10 years of somewhat experience in all different degrees of it. And that is not going to be my price range.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like, and this is where it stems down to, because then people are like, they'll start complaining about, oh, you like charge what you're worth. I don't disagree with that. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
But understand what you're worth.
yeah. There's some limitations here.
Yeah, like I'm 100% charge what you're worth. You definitely should. If you're a Cert 4 qualified online coach, probably not charging $3.5 grand for 12 weeks. Yeah, like to talk about scaling a business that you have not scaled because you don't have the clientele to scale a business.
Yeah.
Like if you can't handle 30 clients as an online full-time coach, like I don't know what fucking job you're doing, mate. Like these are the things that I don't understand. It's like we've gone from the fads of, you know, online coaching was just a fad at one stage, let's be real. We've then gone into now moving into mindset coaching, acceptance, it's okay, self-sabotage, blah, blah, blah. And now we've worked out a way to make that a business. So it's like the business mentoring is of that. It's not even of like, but the funny thing is the PTs, they're not like, if it was a psychologist that was like, oh, we're going to do this, I'd be like, bruh, 100%, you're a psychologist. Like,
that sounds like your thing.
$400 to $500 every second week for a phone call with you direct to talk about how I'm going to get my business and people, their mindset, blah, blah, blah. 100%. I could justify that.
Yeah.
You with a Cert 4 that's trying to tell me you're going to help me with someone's mindset and scaling their business.
23-year-old who hasn't even left, who left mum and dad's house last week, who's had bills paid for, food covered, who's had a roof over her head since she was born, who's never had an adverse experience in her life, is then going to try and talk to people about mindset. And I'm curious how you get someone like, I don't know, here's an example. I have a client and she has literally said, we had a chat today and we expressed how she now has a better grasp and understanding how to look at nutrition and apply it to different goals that we have when it comes to body composition. So like how she approaches her growth phase, her bulk phase, how she approaches getting more calories in, and when she used to be so scared of food. That has taken months of work and what we actually call psychological flexibility. It is a skill. It is something that people have to explore and learn. That isn't something you can just like, you don't just pick that up. I didn't just know that the first week I started coaching. Like that's not I've done thousands of dollars of extracurricular study to know that I can actually talk about that and get someone to that position. That's a mindset shift. That's not like, oh, just be happy in your skin, girl. Like you're so beautiful.
The other thing to it is, and the thing that bothers me the most, and again, I'm not trying to be sexist. So please, for the love of God, don't think that I am. I hate that I have to say that, but
I know.
In the field of like online personal training, we'll call it. So like, body composition training.
Yeah.
Guys and girls, but people are very impressionable. Like, don't get me wrong. Guys, we're pretty fucking stupid. We're going to go to a dude who's jacked on steroids. That dude's going to say, get on steroids. We're going to get jacked and we're going to feel great about it. We're going to be like, yeah, don't worry about the internal health shit. Don't worry about that we've killed ourselves on the inside because we look good.
Yeah, that's
we're pretty fucking dumb and shallow. Let's be real. Like, just saying. I can hear all the girls now like, yeah, you guys are fucking stupid. Yeah, we know. But it's because females have so much more emotional flexibility and so much more emotional, well, you'd think maturity most of the time, that it can put them in a more vulnerable state. These particular brand of like coaching, business mentoring people attack that.
Yep.
Like that's who they feed off, the vulnerable females, because they're female only coaches, don't forget.
Yep.
The vulnerable females that have money and still don't know like what they want to spend it on type scenario. So they use this language and speak to this type of mentality to like, oh, it's okay to be this way. It's okay to do that. Let's look at your mindset. It's like, fuck, man, $3,500 for 12 weeks. Like, I know people with PhDs who don't charge that much for their mentorships. For reference, just for reference, Prescript, run by Dr. Jordan Shallow, one of the best people on the planet at what he does. Level 1 is only like 1,800 Australian dollars for 12 weeks, I think. But this bitch wants to charge $3,500 for 6 phone calls.
Yeah, that's fucked.
Yeah, like let's just do the math. Like I'll pull out my phone right now, which is what I'm doing for those that are listening and not watching the YouTube. And if you're not, get on YouTube and you should watch it.
YouTube.
3,000. I think it's 3,500. So we're going to say it could be a little bit less, but let's say
we're around just 3,000.
Divided by 6 phone calls. $583 a phone call. So you're paying $583 a phone call for what? You get 6 of them.
Here. Let's be on here on that phone call, right? We're gonna like they're females. At this type of female, by the sounds of it, you can pretty much like paint a picture of them. They're gonna be chatty. They're gonna be very
100%.
emotionally motivated and excited. They're gonna be chatty. The first 20 minutes of that conversation, like, how's your weekend, girl? What have you been up to? How you feeling? What did you do? Like, how's the week? So the actual mentoring is cut down to 40 minutes, really. Yeah. Realistically. And that in that 40 minutes then is going to be about where you're paying. Like if you were to be by the bullet and say, hey, shut the fuck up, we're studying right now, you get 60 minutes, but most likely that the sound of the type of female is going to be, hey girl, how's your week? How'd you doing? You know, what'd you do on the weekend? Did you go out? Did you have fun? What did you eat? Okay, now we're going to talk business. You got 40 minutes.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. There will be girls, again, female only, that will benefit from that type of program. And don't get me wrong, these coaches will have some good results. I have no doubt. But it's kind of like Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
I don't want to base it on your good results. I want to base it on your bad results.
Yeah.
Show me how many bad versus how many good results you have.
Yeah.
And we can go from there. And I guarantee you they're going to have way more that say something negative about the program, about the business, about the person even, than positive.
100%.
100%. Like I couldn't believe it. I've got I do mentoring for clients, obviously nothing to do with business. It's literally all exercise science stuff.
Yep.
I don't charge that much and I have many more qualifications than these people do. I also have probably much more successful businesses than these people do. Now, could I offer mentoring when it comes to business? Yeah, I do. When I get asked questions about it. How do I do this? What do you think I should do in this position? Well, this is what I would do.
Yeah.
This is how I would look at it. Like, this is how I open up your mind to it. There's a difference between that and then trying to teach a system. Like a system of scaling a business when you have like 4 clients.
Yeah.
You don't need to scale a business when you have 4 fucking clients. Believe it or not. Who fucking knew, right? Oh my God. What, you can't deal with 1 check-in a day?
Yeah. You
need to scale. What are you going to do? Employ someone else to do them for you?
Yeah. Let me get a TA to handle my schedule.
Like, what the fuck? Anyway. Yeah, these people are like, I work, it's just for me, it was like, I work 12 hours in my business. It's like, fucking seriously? I don't promote doing pain points and all this other stuff. It's like, fucking dickhead, you used to do that 2 years ago. I remember when we all remember when you did it. Like, you fucking moron. Like, one of the girls, it's just funny to watch. One of the girls, she put up a comparison photo, like before and after of herself. right? And she was lean on one side, and then she was, and then it was like today's type scenario. Don't get me wrong, not like what I guess what we would deem lean, but like not fat by any means or anything like that. Just look much more healthy and happy, we'll call it.
Yeah.
And on the left, it was like unhappy, bad relationship with food, negative headspace, blah blah blah. Like, well, yeah, all these negative things, right? With the photo on the left. And then the photo on the right, the photo on the right's like happy, healthy, great business, great relationships, all the other positive stuff. So basically the negative shit. Now, I happen to know her coach.
Yeah.
We're pretty good mates.
Yeah.
When she originally posted the photo on the left a year ago, 2 years ago, whatever it was, it's because she was going through a deficit.
Yeah.
Her goal was to be fucking leaner.
Yeah.
Like, you celebrated the fact that you got lean with, guess what? A before and after photo.
Yes.
You could have flipped those photos around and done like before and afters, and that was your after. And that's what you celebrated, because guess what? You were using that to promote your clients, because guess what? You were using that as a pain point. Hey, do you struggle to get lean? Well, like, you fucking moron.
Yes.
Anyway, I'm just sitting there looking at it. I'm like, man, these people. And I'm just sitting there like, is this like genuinely a marketing thing? Like, are you lying to yourself and to your followers to get clients in? Or
look,
you genuinely believe your lie? You know what I mean? I'm curious.
I genuinely think, like, look, I think in the perception of people, I want to assume good intentions of people.
100%.
But in the attempt of good nature, we are seeing a trending or downward trend towards this idea that mental acceptance means that any form of physical progression or a desire to achieve an appearance-based goal is some sort of net negative or detrimental behavior or outcome or mindset. And the response of this is going to be some poor association with something or relationship with X, Y, Z. And I lost friends from that and yada, yada. And then in comes social virtue warrior that is going to say, hey, you know what? You don't have to listen to society. You can be beautiful just how you are. I'm going to take $200 off you for a week, but I'm not actually going to get you to change anything. I'm just going to tell you how beautiful you are. And you're going to develop acceptance through what I think acceptance is, which we know is actually wrong. It's not actually what acceptance or any sort of acceptance therapy is.
Exactly.
You haven't developed any mindset skills. You don't have a mindset system. You don't have any mindset business. You just are you're reinforcing someone that the actions that led to them being, I'm going to say, softer, overweight, less lean, gaining weights, going back to this balance point that people talk about. The reality is you just got off the wagon. You weren't motivated because the experience had finished. So either like you set the goal to be on stage, or you set the goal to be a photo shoot, or you set the goal to be something without any tangible off plan to come out of that with the intention of being healthy again. You're then going to blame everything but yourself for that reason. Is going to be every problem but yours that it happened. And then that coach is going to just vulture you. And then you're going to fall into that. And then you're going to feel positive about yourself because they've hit you with positive reinforcement every single day about how beautiful you are just the way you are, and fuck society. And it was their fault for trying to make you lean and fit their mold. And, this is not how beauty's supposed to be. You're going to pay that person thousands of dollars to literally change nothing. And you're going to be told every single day how great you are whilst achieving nothing.
Yep.
And then in the years gone by, when you look back at that and go, hey, you know what? I still have the same bad relationship with food, only this time it's about overconsumption, under health, and under activity. And I just paid this person thousands of dollars, and you're going to go, what do I get out of that? Like, sure, you had some mental positivity for a few fucking years.
Yeah.
Great. Good on you. Guess what? You do the same thing from process-orientated goals that are towards outcomes that result in growth and progression. We know positive associations, positive emotions, and anticipation comes from striving towards in the act of pursuing something you want.
Yeah.
It's not the destination. If you set the it's going to tangent well into that fucking like the conversation I had on Instagram, which I said was going to be a fun way to do it. But if you are coming out of these events and you personally are setting the stage or the gym or the field or something as the absolute outcome, the goal, we would call that an outcome-based goal, not a process or performance-based goal.
Yeah.
The worst of the few. If you set that as the be-all end-all and then didn't do as well as you planned, didn't expect to get what you got, were told and blown smoke by your coach and your girlfriends and your mother's grandma about how beautiful you are and you're the prettiest and the biggest and the strongest of all the girls.
You're doing the best.
You're the best. Like, I don't know literally anything about this, but you're definitely going to be the best because my granddaughter's the most beautiful. And then you end up developing poor associations with these situations, experiences, that is not a case of causality by the thing that you did. It's your poor processing and cognitive processing to get to that thing.
Yeah.
Had you have set the right processes, and this could be the same for those like female business coaches, to actually not need that and talk about this acceptance shit and talk about how like fuck society, you don't need to change who you are and pay me money just to tell you how beautiful you are, whether you're a guy or a girl. I'm talking about girls because that was the female only coaches.
Yeah, again, it's female only coaching.
Female only coaches.
We're not sexist, I promise.
You have put yourself in an emotionally vulnerable state by not preparing for the situation properly, by speaking to the right people, or actually going to get mindset or psychological coaching, have some sort of psychological questionnaire or preempted understanding of what the situation is that you're getting into. The stage is not an experience. I'm fucking sick of hearing it. The stage is not something you go, you know what? Really want to experience that. I've never done a deficit before. I've been fat my whole life. I've been overweight my whole life. I've never actually trained for more than 6 months straight. I have no actual muscle tissue. I'm going to go and do a physique-based competition where I'm compared from person to person by our weakest flaws.
Yeah.
How we look the worst against other people, and then say it's bodybuilding's fault that I now have this poor association with how I look when they gave you criticism and
it's like the criteria of bodybuilding hasn't changed.
Literally, like, there wasn't this many body image issues, or social perceptive issues 30 years ago when Arnie was competing, or fucking Ronnie was competing. The criteria hasn't changed. They're sure that you got natty feds and stuff now and all that jazz. Cool, like whatever. The overall principle of bodybuilding has always remained the same. Objective criteria based on subjective preferences by judges at the time about how you look, your condition, your muscularity, your balance, your symmetry, your posing.
Exactly, you're meant to fit a criteria.
So if you don't get that result, all of a sudden it's like that's the perfect time for the people you're talking about. They will pounce. Oh, fuck these guys. They didn't need you to be there. Like society's made you think you have to be this way. They don't understand you. You're beautiful how you are. Here's an extra 30 kilos of fat mass, lost training, no desire to compete anymore, no desire to be active. You've been told that you can eat whatever you want and still feel good. You've been told you don't need to count calories, eat intuitively and mindfully, and get back your what is it, the anemia? I've seen anemia be used as an excuse about 40,000 times. I've got to put on 40 kilos of fat mass because I lost my period for 2 weeks. Like, that's
amenorrhea.
Amenorrhea, that's it. Like, that's part of it. And then you got to get these vultures swoop in and go, hey, girl, I've got just the system for you to start helping other women just like you. $3,500, please. Fucking what? Like, it's just, it blows my mind because no one wants to take ownership for the thing that they do and then pass the buck when they feel like shit. And then they're going to go spend this money and these people are going to be like, no, we're helping. We're like, like I said, I want to assume good intentions, but I feel every part that these people are going to bed at night thinking they're doing something positive.
And I don't doubt that either. I'm with you. Like I always say, like, I feel like most people in this industry are in it for the right reason, if that makes sense, and that's to help others. It's just obviously the execution of helping others is a little bit iffy. And it's like charging your worth. Again, all for it. You're not worth $3,500 over 12 weeks because you're not worth $400 to $500 a phone call. That's what I can't understand. Like, sure, do all that and charge $1,000 for 12 weeks, or not even charge $100 a week. $100 a week. Let's just $100 a week, $1,200. No stress. Start there. Let's see how you go. Like, sure, you got great feedback. You're probably worth a little bit more. Now you can go use that money that you've just brought in to upskill a little bit.
Get worth that much money.
Go get a certificate in some form of counseling, mindset. I don't know what fucking qualifications you can even get that aren't a degree. So I apologize. I'm sure there is. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure there's some qual you can get. Cool. Go do that. Okay, guess what? Now that you've spent money on the qual, you've put in the hours, you've done the work, you can charge from $1,200. Charge $2,000. Go for it. You could still justify spending $2,000 on that because you know what? You've done the extra work. You've got the results, and now you've got the work. You've done the work, the extra, to make yourself better, to better equip yourself with potential problems that are going to come up. Like, it's a logical process. Not, okay, I think I'm worth this much, so I'm going to charge it. And the worst part is, they'll turn around and say, well, people pay me that. And it's like, yeah, because these people don't know any better. Because if I sat next to you and stood next to you and said, okay, which one are you going to pay more? And I'm going to list off all my shit. You're going to list off all your shit. Guess who they're going to pick? Just saying. I'm just saying. Like, I'm not trying to be arrogant. Like, that's
it's fact.
It's just how it is because that's how people are hardwired.
Yeah, and like initially, like the lucky thing about online coaching, like in these spaces where you can do that mindset shit, is it's usually in a vacuum of isolation. So like you don't have people next to you in the phone call that are going to counter your points. So you're telling someone like how you're going to help them mentally and perceive themselves better, and how they're going to have a better relationship with themselves and food and their body image and all that sort of jazz, but also do nothing to physically improve it or actually get better.
Yeah,
If you
exactly.
were to be next to me in that call and we had the chance to discuss that situation and why that person should choose me over you, I am destroying you 9 times out of 10 because I'm actually
100%.
providing
Yeah.
the skills and tools to do that whilst also still achieving the physical goals you initially came to me for.
Yeah. It's
Because
just,
the two aren't mutually exclusive.
mm,
It doesn't go psycho and somatic. It goes psychosomatic. You don't comprehend that. You're gonna just go, well, you know what? I'm gonna teach you to feel brave and empowered and beautiful in your body.
yeah.
Cool. Like do that. But also, this person came to you for an appearance-based goal. This person came to you for a performance-based goal. This person came to you because they want to get jacked and shredded and look good naked in
Yeah.
summer. Not to be
Yeah.
told how beautiful and empowered they are,
Yeah.
whilst you also take $1,000 off them.
Exactly right. 3,500 over 12 weeks. So, yeah, it's just funny though. It's because it's so prevalent now that it's like, it's a particular company and then it just stems down. And it's like, I've
Yeah.
seen at least 4 or 5 of these female coaches that again were and still are, I guess, PTs, right? It's like they're
Yeah.
still, I feel like coaching, but now they're mentoring and moving into like mindset, health,
Yeah.
business. It's just like what the fuck are you doing?
The amount of courses I've seen, especially like I've seen a few, especially when I used to work in W, they come in and you sort of like you see their account and you're just like, oh, I can already tell who you are.
Yeah,
And they'll have like, yeah, my course is going to offer you this, and it's like the course offers a mindset or week one on mindset of nutrition or mindset on something, and it's like 1 week, right? 1 week,
yeah, because you're
and
going to cover all of that in 1 week.
yeah, and don't get me wrong, like cool, you might have something to say about it. I always
Yeah,
like to like Peterson's rule, listen to someone if they have something
yeah,
to teach you.
100%.
Nate,
Yeah, 100%.
great. I can't speak on period and eating from my perspective over yours. Fair
Yeah,
enough.
fair.
There's something there. However, the likelihood of you being able to articulate that point in a 20-minute lecture total, because
Hmm.
I can see when you go onto like these course sites like Thinkific, you
Yeah,
go to the registration, it tells you the total course time that you're paying
yeah,
for.
yeah,
If
100%.
the total time for 12 weeks is an hour,
Yeah,
and you're supposed to be covering something like mindset, which in and of itself, I could
would
give you 5 fucking hours
yeah, and the
as like
rest.
as a surface level.
Yeah,
Like our chapter on mindset is going to be like 2 hours long.
yeah,
Like that's shallow. That's
yeah,
like me narrowing the mindset data that I know.
yeah. That's like the basics.
Yeah, this is like, yeah, I'm taking,
Intro to mindset.
yeah, I'm taking the research and things and removing the stuff that you probably don't need to comprehend yet. And I'm
Yeah,
just gonna like, let's just get some simple shit.
yeah,
And that is going to be like, an hour, 2 hours long.
yeah.
And that's not me being like a mindset coach. That's
No,
me being like,
that's
here is credentials of study and courses and
yeah,
education, and put it into a way you can read it.
yeah,
But I'm not going to say how I'm going to fix your mindset. Like it's barely something we touch on
yeah,
and I study it.
yeah,
Like it blows my mind. And then they're going to charge like I've seen like I said, I've seen ones that are like 2,500 and fucking X thousands of this. And it's like, you're including the course. So either you're putting the course at a really high value or you're putting a coaching at a really high value.
yeah.
Either way, it's outside the price it should be.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, then these people, like these girls, will then pay. So, they're offering between, let's say, 3 and 4K. I think one's actually 5.5, but she's been doing it for a while. So I think let's say between 3 and 5K, right?
Yep.
They pay their coach, I think, up to $10,000. So it's like this is where the multi-level market. Yeah. So there are coaches that charge 10 grand for 12 weeks, I think. And then you've got coaches that they pay, which is like, more. So it's like 20 grand for 12 weeks. And that's how that level of marketing happens. It's like
Yeah.
this person charges this person, this charges this, and then they just work their way up.
Yeah.
It's just like, fuck, man. Like, where does it stop? And it's like, what is this person teaching you for 10 grand, 20 grand? I'm just curious. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, I had the best, I wouldn't even call her a business coach. She was a social media, maybe a social media coach, or maybe we
Yeah.
say helped with a lot of business stuff. Honestly, one that Dalton recommended to me, she was
Mhm.
the fucking best. Like she charged, I don't even remember because I know she's up to prices, but I think she charged anywhere between 3 and 4K for 12 weeks.
Yeah.
I got a return of like 10 grand.
Yeah.
Like she was fucking worth it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I would happily recommend her to everyone and be like, nah, don't worry about these fucking bitches.
Yeah.
Call her, tell her I sent you,
Yeah.
and trust me, she'll look after you and get you fucking results. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. 3.5 grand, fucking $500 phone calls for someone that's not qualified in a business who only works apparently 14 hours in a business. It's like, if you only work 14 hours in a business, why the fuck would I get mentoring from you? It means you don't work.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it means not working.
Yeah.
Like I love what the fuck I do. I love it. I don't want to stop working. I'm like, I have to go to bed. Like
Yeah, like you're not working. Like, why would I? What could you possibly teach me?
yeah. And if you're like, here's just a point. Here's just a point for everyone. If you are new in a business, you're starting a small business, you're starting a coaching business, starting an online service, anything, you need to be doing things. You need to be doing all of the things. Whereas just financially, you're not in a position where you have the outsourcing revenue yet. So you're probably going to have to do either you trade services with people, you trade skills, or you trade money. So to get to that point where you're growing your business, to grow the business, you have to be doing it. You have to be in the business. So if I'm not training, I'm recording content that's training, I'm editing it. If I'm not talking to clients and doing check-ins, I'm doing programming. If I'm not doing programming, I'm doing content creation. If I'm doing content creation, writing articles and blogs. I'm not doing that. I'm fucking studying something to upskill. I'm writing out templates. I'm writing out things that I can help, like lay out some new potential ideas. Like I just sent you the other day where I was like, you know what, I'm sick of seeing this post-comp phase where everyone's unhealthy.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to write out a templated, scalable 12-week, potentially out of prep phase that can generally apply to everyone, and then you simply input like the variation, the data, like change things around as you need to. Those are like, even when I'm not working, I'm working because I know that if I want the business to be 5 figures, 6 figures, 7 figures per month, stuff like that, it's like the scale comes when you can afford to outsource and obviously tier up and do things at scale, and you can afford to do those things and reach more people and all that sort of jazz. That doesn't, like, you can't scale that by just, hey, I pay this coach to scale it. Like, it's not how it works. You just have to do and be in the business. It might take a year, it might take 5 years, it might take fucking 10 years, but the only credential evidence to long-term success in business is being in the fucking business. And 100%. Then when you get the money, you then outsource tasks, which frees up time to do more of the thing you are good at. Then you outsource more of the tasks, then you scale and outsource the tasks, and all of a sudden you have people working for you that do their roles and do their jobs, and it frees you up time to be just more in charge of what you do, and you start to scale that. And then obviously you do another shit like courses and fucking bring all people on board and have people under you and all sort of shit. That the way to do that is just start by doing. Musk and the guys who wrote Zip 2 literally slept in a fucking closet facility in
Palo Alto.
Oh yeah, Palo Alto.
Palo Alto.
Slept in a fucking like broom closet sized office with barely like fucking 1G internet. Fucking Jobs and old mate Wozniak literally built a fucking PC system for home computing in a garage out of shit they said was like broken and fucking outdated from a computer store place. They're like, look, this is what we did is better. Like, these people were just in their business. Like, there's no two ways about it.
And these coaches are coming out and saying, you don't have to work as much. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do that. Like, it's your business.
The acceptance of appearance, but in business.
Yeah, it's like, why are you working this much in your business? Don't you forget it's your business? It's like, are you fucking on crack? And if you are, give me some, because I need it. Like, you are crazy. You have not experienced life. Like, you have not worked a hard day in your life. You don't understand. Like,
you can grow your business to 6 figures and do less and be more and feel empowered, and you don't have to do any of it. You only have to work 5 hours a week. Hang on, fucking what?
Yeah, like, it's the old school, like, remember, the old school marketing. You want to earn 7 figures in your business or whatever it is, the old business coaches, but it's kind of like that. But then they attack like the clientele that want like a mindset, and I'm just like, I don't know how you've managed to merge the two. You've done well in that aspect, but fuck, like, I'll congratulate you where congratulations are due. Like, fucking good job, but like, I don't understand this concept of you don't have to work that hard. You don't have to do this. Like, yeah, you're right. You don't have to. You don't have to eat food. You don't have to have a roof over your head. You don't have to sleep in a bed. Like, you don't have to do a lot of things.
You can feel beautiful and accept yourself as you are, but you don't, like, that doesn't require you to train. You don't have to give into society.
You're probably not going to be feeling too beautiful when you don't have a roof over your head, food on your table, and you can't have a shower. Like, just saying. Like, fuck, man.
Yeah.
Anyway, these people are fucking retarded. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, that's very fucking fair.
Yeah, like, there's special people. I don't use the word often, but it's like, I use where appropriate, and these people are definitely up there with some of the most special people I've seen.
I put them in the same capacity as vultures.
Yeah, it's just like, you're preying on people like that don't they don't know any better, and it's kind of like
Yeah,
they're taking full advantage of it. And then it's like, what's the onus on the person? And it's like, yeah, but if it's their first entry, like to the industry, and you can
yes,
argue all that, it's like, fuck it, just be better. Just
yeah. Because like
just
what,
be better.
like let's say did your first experience into coaching or something like that, you spent $2,000, $3,000 to be told like, I'll talk to you once every 2 weeks. You're beautiful. Go you. You're killing it. How good?
Yeah.
Okay, what's my program? What program? What's my training? What training? You're
Yeah.
you're beautiful how you are.
Yeah,
Just
and then
like
trying to
increase your activity.
scale their business. It's like, what do you mean
Yeah,
scale their business? You'll be telling them what to post on social media, and it's going to be the exact same shit that you post. Let's be
yeah.
real. It's not going to be tailored to the person and what they
No.
need to post for to get them business.
Yep.
Like, you're a fucking moron. Like,
Yep.
jump off a bridge. Anyway, should we do questions?
Yeah, let's do some questions. Wrap it up.
Let's do
Something
some
funny.
questions.
Hopefully, there's something funny in there. We went pretty hard.
Yeah, it's just it bothers me. I don't
Side
like
note
people.
for anyone that was listening, that was following along on the ramble I had with that young female, who had a negative association with bodybuilding that led to a plethora of disorders and problems. I got blocked. So
What she
I got
doesn't.
told that my descriptive, long, masculine responses were trying to mansplain and over dominate her and her experience. And firstly, I empathize with her experience entirely. I validate her experience entirely, as counseling is taught to do. Discussed why she was wrong in certain aspects, didn't dismiss her experiences. But I said, what did I say? She was basically speaking on this post on behalf of bodybuilding as a whole and kind of like, this is what will happen. And to me, when you speak in exacts, you best have exact data to back it up. And unfortunately, judging by the sheer people that like to understand how qualitative research works, you can't talk on behalf of an entire thing if you don't have the data to follow it up. You don't even have a sample size to talk it up. You spoke about your experience and then said, this is what will happen. And then you wonder why someone came on and was like, hey, you can't really talk like that. You can say, from my experience, this is what happened to me, but this is what exactly will happen. And obviously I was like, you know what? This thing's been the best thing's ever happened in my life. And I've seen many people like empowered, for lack of a better word, cringy, uh, from competing in bodybuilding, improving their life and making things better. So you know what? I'm probably not just going to say that's okay. And to make statements and not be able to back up or articulate your position, I was just like, okay, I'm not
Yeah,
going to borrow this. I got
that's yeah,
literally, I got told mansplaining, and that to me was just like, all right, cool. I wasn't
yeah,
going to go to town on this, but the second you try to dismiss my articulated opinion based on what you presented and the information you've given as mansplaining, I was like, cool. Basically, just cracked my fingers and was like, well,
yeah,
here we are. And without attacking her personally, without disputing anything, without verbally abusing anyone, just very precisely explained why it was a retarded position to talk on in this regard.
yeah,
Um, and expressed it in an articulated way. There was no name calling, no nothing. And I got told that my opinion was I was trying to dominate the space and be try to use my masculine presence to overshout her experience, yada yada. And I was like, all right, I'm not having a bar of this. Like, you're just wrong. And then next minute, people that were following were like, did you delete your comments? I was like, oh, this guy. I'll take that as a W basically because she lost.
yeah. And that's the thing, though. It's just like we know that there are those people that just can't, for the life of them, argue because they get too emotional, can't be logical. Both male and female, and it's just like they just resort to this like what's the word? Resort to this like I guess new low, and it's just like, well, I'm just going to end the conversation here by throwing out the throwing out the final words and just be like,
Yeah.
you can't really question that. And it's like, whatever, you're a
Yeah.
dickhead. You're a dickhead.
I literally just said, I'm like, you've used a passive phrase like
I feel
fucking
like
man.
that's when I would have just attacked the person, being like, "You're a dickhead."
Honestly, I was like, ugh.
It would have just been easier. Just be like, get your point
Yeah. Oh,
across.
it fucking would have been.
Yeah,
If I'm gonna be accused of these things, I may as well just do them.
yeah, right.
Uh,
Like I've tried to be articulate and try to do this in a
yeah,
very
look,
diplomatic way.
yeah,
Now I'm just going to do what you did. You're an idiot.
yeah. And it was just like, it was a good laugh because like, yeah, it was so much personal anecdote and experience on this situation, the way it was being described. And I was like, well, you're just wrong. You're just wrong in the way you're going about it, describing it, expressing it. Like, your experience is your experience, can't take that away from you, but your answers are just like your responses. Your inability to articulate the thought you have does not mean you to dismiss mine because I articulated well and just simply said how you were wrong. And yeah, to land that, it's like in this weird world now where you can put something into a social platform, right, on a public space because it was a public account, like it was shared publicly. You then got offended and triggered and then defensive when someone questioned your position on something you spoke of objectively with a subjective response, or sorry, a subjective experience. as a collective whole, and you wonder why someone challenged your position, then you got antsy about that position and then blocked them instead of owning the conversation that you started by putting it out to social media and not being able to defend yourself. That's like,
But yeah,
what?
just yeah, it's just like yeah, cool. Like you're an idiot. It's literally,
Yeah.
people are stupid.
Yep.
That's what I would say. People are
Yeah.
stupid. Like you're an idiot.
Anyway, that was a good laugh. I
Yeah,
was fun fact to most people. I'm probably on the toilet if I'm having these arguments.
yeah. Usually, it's like that's
Usually.
when we do our best thinking. What have we got here? A couple of more serious questions, actually. Client retention strategies. Anyway, and we may as well start
Get
with that.
results.
Yeah, like that's one of the questions. Client retention strategies.
Very, very best piece of advice I got is if you were down, like, what would you do if you were down to your last client and you were trying to use them to get results and get like reviews and testimonials? What would you give them as your last ever client? Like, it was the last client you had left and everything was going to shit. What would you do for them to stay? Then do that for all your clients, which would just be get results, provide a service, be value based,
Yeah,
and there you go.
facilitate their result. It's not
Yeah.
really
When they come
complex.
to you for the thing that they want and you say yes, give them the thing that they want to get.
Yeah, we can go a little bit deeper, right? So client retention. So it doesn't mean that you haven't executed the goal, right? Well, but what I guess what happens once you've executed the goal.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, they came to you for a 16-week weight loss body comp change. You've done that. You've done it well. Then what? And it's like, well,
Yeah.
it's funny because you have to have the conversation with the client, right? And
Yeah.
ask them, I guess, then what? Like,
Yeah.
if it's a Gen Pop client, which I think most people probably listen to would either be or work with,
Yep.
it's like, well, their goal usually is like never ending, if that makes sense. It's
Yeah.
like they'll
Yes.
always want to be leaner and they'll always want to be bigger. So then you just
Yeah.
periodize and phase that goal, right? And you break up that big macro goal into like micro goals. So you know, you can retain a client for quite a while, but the beauty of coaching and educating is that you coach them for a period of time until they're self-sufficient. If
Yeah.
they're gone and they're like, you know what, I feel good. I'm pretty confident with my knowledge. I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure I can do this on my own. That's not a bad thing. You've done
Yeah.
you've done your
Yeah.
job. Like
Yeah. That's not a loss.
yeah, over the years when I've had clients be like, you know what, I think I'm going to finish up because I'm pretty fucking good at what we got and I'm pretty happy to do this on my own. I'm like, you know what, bro, you don't need me. Go.
Yeah.
Like, go. Don't message me and ask me. Like, don't come back to me. I don't want you to come back to me.
Yeah.
Like,
There's a weird thing. There's a weird thing in it, like in some people, like again, like business marketing coaching, where like retention has to be like 10 years. And like, oh, how can I keep my clients forever? And it's like in this game, the answer should be coach your client to the point they no longer need you. And then if they choose to stay with you, they can. And if they don't, it's not a big deal. Like that should be the end goal. Is like they either facilitate the end outcome, but for like, bodybuilders, powerlifters, and stuff like that, and then might go off to do their own off season or something like that, or they stay and they just keep getting better. For general sense, for most people that just want to get better, look better, and feel better, it's probably just going to be facilitate their education, get some results, and then they'll get to a point where it's like, I know enough to do this on my own. Cool. I don't want you to need me. That's the point of autonomy.
literally, it's like I want to put you in a position where you are educated enough to be able to do this on your own. Like,
So weird, right?
it's the beauty. How much training does a beginner need to see results?
Fuck all.
Yeah, so from memory, way back, it was like what, as a newbie, was it 6 to 8 weeks? Clothes start fitting better, and like you don't necessarily see the visual change, but your clothes tell you. Then like 10 to 12 weeks, you start to see the visual.
Yeah, it was like one of those old school memes kind of
Yeah,
things going
something like
around.
that.
Yeah.
I think they're just guidelines. So I think it's like usually your clothes would give you a better indication first and foremost. So we know there's body composition change. If you're adding a bit of tissue and you're dropping a
Mhm.
bit of fat, you're not necessarily moving on the scales,
Yeah.
but your clothes will fit better usually. And
Yeah.
that's usually that first indication. And I'm pretty sure I remember way back, I was like, I'm just going to say 4 to 8 weeks just to cover a big general base. And then I think from a physical perspective, like if you were to do a before and after photo, not to say that you wouldn't see it at that time frame, but to get a real good visual, like 12 weeks,
Yeah.
you'll see a pretty significant body comp change, especially with newbies. As soon as you introduce that novel stimulus to training, you don't even need to
Yeah.
touch their food. You're going to see change because it's something new.
Yeah.
Is it ethical to put your clients on trend without them knowing? My question is, how did you
Yeah. How
put them on trend without them knowing? Like,
are they sleeping?
what did you tell them it was? Like, how did you justify them grabbing a needle, pulling oil
Yeah.
out of a vial, then pinning it into themselves? Like, yeah, like how, like,
Yeah, that's the only question is how would you even do it?
Yeah, like, is it ethical to put your clients on trend without them
I
knowing?
mean,
Like,
yes, but how do you do it?
yeah, I mean, it definitely is, but it's just like
To get that
I'd
result.
be. Can you let me know how you did
Yeah.
that, or how
Suddenly
that?
all of my clients are on it.
I just want to know the thought process. Like,
Yeah. How did you articulate this and make it
yeah,
happen?
for you to ask the question, I want to know, like, what did you see in your head? Like,
Yeah.
how did this person do it? Because
Because
I'm
those
just,
manipulation skills, you should be a salesman.
I'm just fucking curious. Like,
Teach
it's
sales
yeah.
for a living.
What would you both change if anything about your history? If anything about your history in the industry? Oh, excuse me. What would you
Um,
both change, if anything, about your history in the industry? Uh,
I don't know, like nothing really. Like probably just like earlier education, but like a lot of the education came from experience, failures, setbacks, losses, drop offs of clients. Like, yeah, I don't know. Like,
I mean, it's like saying what would you change about your history in the industry? So, what would you change about your past,
um,
your industry past?
I would probably change where I started, what gym I started at.
Yeah, so I feel like that's probably more of a question. Yeah, I think I'd probably would have avoided a couple of gyms in the
Yeah,
past that I've worked out of and helped coach out of and shit.
yeah, I think that'd be
Um,
probably it.
yeah, well, I mean, at the end of the day, you got to go through those situations, right, to sort of realize what's what.
Yeah, hindsight's a great thing.
Yeah, so I mean, would I actually probably wouldn't change anything, to be honest. Done some
Yeah,
fucking
fair.
stupid shit, but I probably wouldn't change it, to be honest, because I
Yeah, it
wouldn't be
wouldn't
where
make me
I
as
am.
good at like, it sounds
Yeah,
arrogant, but it wouldn't make me as focused and good a coach as I am now if I didn't make those fuck ups and know where I stumbled last time and what I did
yeah,
wrong
like
and all that sort of shit.
yeah, it's always like you wouldn't be where you are without your past. So
Yeah,
whether you're gonna whether you'd be in a better or worse position is another story. But
yeah.
yeah, to be or not to be, right? Um, okay, this is one for you. How to get over a depressed state and what you use in your environment to help with that.
You're in depressed state. Oh, gee, that's a heavy one.
See a psych.
Yeah, it's like first and foremost is if you are experiencing suicidality, the first important cause here is to see someone psychologically qualified to assist. Depression is a very trending term, but if you are genuinely experiencing symptoms of extreme emotional deprivation or extremities of depressive bouts, desires to let's say things like generally with fine association with depressions, people don't want to get out of bed, they sleep longer, they turn down events more often, they become more reclusive, they become more secluded, they isolate themselves further and further into the spiral. Negative thoughts tend to correlate with anxiety, so they get more phobic and anxious about things. So first and foremost is seek help properly. Don't just go to a mindset coach. Don't just go to someone online. Don't just go to like a YouTube to get motivation. Like those things are great. Um, but you need to make sure you get the right help. Secondly is look at, is it actual depression? Is it actually depression where you are serotoninally imbalanced, your things are unstable and you actually need clinical help? Or is it the fact that, you're surrounding yourself with shit people, you've got nothing going on, you have no goals or ambitions and nothing's really taken off? So look at what are my goals? What am I getting up for each day? Because one of the worst things that I find in depression is that people tend to stick to ruts and it's just that they're not motivated by a lot of stuff. So depression gets used very heavily for someone who's stuck and just simply without a purpose in life, they're not doing anything exciting. So, set routines, set the smallest possible goal that you can obtain in a positive direction. That is, can I at least get out of bed every morning at the same time? Can I make my bed in the morning? Can I put my laundry away? Can I, like Peterson says, just clean one room in the house? Start with cleaning your bedroom, make it as tidy as it possibly can. See how you feel from that. Can you go to class for 20 minutes? Can you go to a coffee for 20 minutes? Can you go to the gym and simply walk into the gym?
Yeah,
All of these
it's
things where it's like positive, progressive behavior. And if you're still feeling depressed from that, like by all means, like don't take one or the other. If you're genuinely feeling depressed, go get help. But if
yeah,
it's like, if those things are working, you're starting to notice positive emotions, I would question how much of it was depression and how much of it was simply stagnation and you had no means to
yeah,
progress in life.
yeah. It's really like start with the crawl before you walk
Yeah,
sentiment, right?
pretty much. Like, like Huberman says, he's pretty good at when it comes to neurochemistry. Um, get up in the morning, get some sun, go to
Yeah,
bed at the same time every night. Set a routine that bases on progression.
yeah.
Set a schedule, like Peterson says.
Well, control what you can control, I
Yeah,
guess.
exactly right.
Like
Yeah,
yeah, it's kind of like
yeah,
yeah, yeah, like
yeah.
I feel like
The
that's what it
world
comes
can
down to a
fucking
lot. Yeah,
crumble around you, but there's
yeah.
stuff that you can
You can
do.
control, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And so it's like control what you can control, and
And
what you
just make
can't
it this.
control, just let it fucking be.
Yeah. You pick
And
the smallest possible dose. Like, don't go,
yeah,
I'm going to go for a 3 hour hike. You
yeah,
had depressively locked yourself away for 6 months. Go,
yeah,
can I step outside and get sun
yeah.
first thing in the
Yeah.
morning?
Can I breathe in some fresh air?
Yeah. Literally
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
How long is too long for a surplus so that your body can get a rest? You tell me. I
Mm,
mean, there's no real timeline, right?
yeah.
It's always person dependent, and that's why we, as coaches, take metrics. So
Hmm.
that's why we look at data, and a lot of us, I think, body composition based coaches, and those of us that I think deal with a higher level of athlete or a higher level of clientele,
Yeah.
really, track a lot of data. Like,
Yeah.
some would even suggest that it's probably maybe too much, but I always
Yes.
say that there's no such thing.
Nope.
Um, a lot of the time, data will tell us more than what a person will. So I'm never against subjective data, whether it's asking the client, how you feeling? Like, what's been going on? You good?
Yeah.
Same time, human error, people lie.
Yes.
If I mean, they can also lie on their lie on their check-in sheets and lie on the subjective parts of their data, but provided they're filling out their objective data pretty honestly, that'll tell me more than I need to know. There's no time frame. It's really just the look. Um, Also, it's primarily the look, and then secondly, and downstream, it's like little things like digestive stress and
Yeah.
sleep, quality of life. We'll banner it
Mhm.
all under quality of life because it's
Yeah.
easier. We can get into the details of it, but
Hmm.
if quality of life is disrupted, body fat is increasing with no real muscle tissue gain or no strength gain, then
Hmm.
it's probably time to stop the surplus or at least
Yeah.
adjust the surplus. You could be in an extreme surplus versus a very minor surplus. You run a minor surplus, things take a touch longer, but you can usually run it like the beauty of it. It takes longer, but you can run it for longer. So it's like you may get more out of it. We don't really know,
Yeah.
like how much tissue you can accrue from a slower, lower calorie surplus versus a higher calorie surplus. We do know that we have a faster and higher propensity for putting on body fat if that's the case.
Hmm.
Same time, you need to get a little bit fat, as harsh as
Yeah.
it is.
Um, yeah. I just not despise, but I'm sick and tired of this whole like building quality lean muscle mass in an off season. It's like, what does that mean? You're gonna take
Yeah,
20 years to put on like 5 kilos of mass?
yeah, hard.
Like get into a surplus, get comfortable with the fact that your appearance in an appearance-based sport, your appearance changes shape and
Yeah,
condition. That is a requirement of the fundamentals of building mass is an energy exchange. You don't have a choice in it. It's going to lead to an excess storage and increase in fat cells. That's just how it works. To be anything other than that, you're not in a surplus. Like, sure, you can increase muscle mass over a very short period over a period of time at a very slow rate, but at some degree, some of that has to be fat mass. There's
yeah,
just no way around it. If it's not, then you're not in a surplus or using a lot of drugs and building some very good muscle with some very quality supplements. Um, but yeah, like when it comes to accepting that, I mean, there's points in time where it could just be that you need a hunger reset, right? So it might just be like a 2 week fucking diet break from growing, where you just simply take some time off eating large proponents of food, and then you come back because your hunger's back. And you're like, fuck, I've still got another 6 or 7 or 8 weeks here of like more mass growing. I just took 2 weeks back off to get the appetite back up because I
yeah,
can tell you fucking right now, 6,000 calories a day and only like 99, 100, 110 kilos. That 6,000 calories is pretty fucking heavy on your stomach.
yeah,
Miss a meal and you're back to 6,500, 7,000 the next day because we're trying to be that total net
yep.
surplus increase, right? So it's like you don't have the root. Like when it comes to a cut, it's like, oh, you missed 100 grams of carbs. Cool, keep it out. It's not a big
Yeah, it's
deal.
like you've done well.
Yeah, you've done better in a
Yeah,
deficit. When it comes to growing, you don't have that capacity to miss meals or miss food because then it just starts accruing that net surplus we want across the week. So you then start to get, well, now I've got 7,000, 8,000 calories to get in. It's like, fuck that.
yeah,
So sometimes it just needs to be that period where it's like push that food. Like just as you have to get uncomfortable being hungry, you have to get comfortable being full. And that just means there's points where you just force the food in. Okay, for the you've done 4 months straight of heavy surplus eating, 2 week diet break off, go enjoy some food. You're not missing like main priorities of your meal structure, but you're probably not going to go as heavy. We'll go back to maintenance or something. Then boom, another 6 or 8 weeks or fucking 2, 3 months, whatever you've got that you can handle. And you might strip it back after that, go into maintenance and pull back food. Like all the things to consider when we look at growing phases.
Exactly right. I believe that is it for the questions. I don't think we got any on the Bros page. Let's have a look. I did put it up late, so apologies for that. Yeah, that is it for questions. I'm pretty sure.
That's fair.
Yes.
Oh fuck, I heard a good one on the bro chat. I was going to ask you, but I fucking forgot it. Oh, there was one this morning. It was like, would you rather wake up every morning stepping on Legos, or would you, once every 6 months in a year, get pile drivered onto a pile of thumbtacks?
Legos every morning.
Like you don't know they're there, so it's just full step out of bed, normal as shit. Legos by your bed every single morning, and then they disappear, or just once every 6 months you get fucking. I think it's like it was like choke slammed or pile drived into a pile of thumbtacks. It's not saying they're all sticking up, but like it's just a pile of thumbtacks.
Probably the pile of thumbtacks.
Really?
Yeah, because it's once.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, like that's once, and then you got to pull all those fuckers out.
Yeah, but it's once. Not every single day, 365. No, it's like I guess it's really contextual, right? Because it's like, well, how many Legos? How long?
Yeah.
Like, am I walking like, around for 10 minutes in the morning and it's just on Legos? Am I just getting up and
No,
stepping
no,
on a
just
Lego?
first step out of bed. So whether you wake up in the morning to take a piss, or whether you like you slept in and you get up by your alarm, first two steps out, both feet on the ground, boom,
Well, I
Legos.
imagine you'd get conditioned to it pretty quick.
Right? I
So
can't
then
imagine
you,
you can get conditioned to 1,000 thumbtacks in your back.
well, you wouldn't because it's a once off every
Yeah.
12 months. But if it's
And the
just like one,
anticipation of knowing that it's coming,
yeah,
like
if it's
that'll
like
do my head
once,
in worse.
yeah, if it's like once, like one Lego on one step and you're not walking on them, then I take the Lego. But if it's, walking on Legos for whatever, then I take the thumbtacks.
Yeah, no, I think I'm taking the Legos. It's just simply wake up, step out of bed, you stepped on Legos.
Yeah.
There's no like,
Well,
it's not like it's there so you can be soft. Like it's such a normal step. At the same time, it's like, oh fuck's sake. All right, off I go my day.
yeah, it depends on the Lego though, because you can get
Yeah,
some really nasty ones and it just fucking use
that's
them to
fair.
kill everyone. So it's like context. But yes, anything we need to know coming out? Anything we're waiting for?
Oh, oh, we've got this. Like by the time this lands, we'll have the sleep seminar Saturday night. That's gonna be cool. It's gonna be exciting. I've got a few people subscribe RSVP to us. That's cool.
Ooh,
I think most of them are already just educated coaches that want to learn a bit more about it. So either way, it's gonna be cool to talk about that. We'll plan that out about how sleep affects, well, the benefits of why we sleep. Sorry, why we sleep, how we sleep, the benefits of sleep, um, what sleep actually is, and the biochemical pathways of sleep. And then we go into kind of like how it affects your training performance and capacity. And then we'll go into the consequences of no sleep. And then we go into the sleep domains that we built out for the quiz. So kind of everyone walks away with like how to optimize their perfect sleep schedule, or like their sleep in like life, the sleep domain, like give everyone all the answers and stuff. Here you guys, all of it. So it's just a good chance to drop some bombs there and associated training. That'll be by the time this comes out Saturday night. What else? Yeah, we're just gonna start trying to pump out some content on the socials. So Big Davey is gonna be helping me with more of the personal content, like the personal podcast, because I just fucking suck at editing it and putting it together and doing all that shit. It's just not a me thing.
yep,
So just to have information out there and content and what we do. Yeah, I'll be in touch with him to get like uploads and all sort of shit. So yeah, just gonna try and get the YouTube channels happening and make that go. And we're just ticking away the course. I've got a few more things to do on the psych ones. I've got a few more things to do on the nutrition ones, and then I'm gonna start recording probably by when I take that probably a few weeks off for prep.
hmm
I'll probably just get some bursts of energy in the mornings and just start recording
yeah,
some shit and have a massive chunk of it ready to go. So hopefully by year's end, there's a fucking a plethora of knowledge in a single location that we can start selling whilst I go back to uni.
perfect. The
So
12 weeks, 3,500
yeah, yeah,
bucks.
yeah. So yeah, 12 weeks, one phone call every 6 months. That'll be
12,
3,500
12
bucks.
weeks with a phone call every 6 months.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what you get. And you get
100%.
access to my course that is not certified for anything that I'm going to talk about.
Beautiful. I like it. Sign me up.
And yourself?
Nothing. Waiting to go casual. As soon as I go casual, then I'm going to do a huge ass blitz. I think I'll be you won't get enough of me on social media. The fun thing is people are actually like messaging. They're like, dude, are you still alive? It's like, yeah, I am. I'm
Yeah,
just tired.
shush,
I'm
shush.
just
Yeah.
It was funny because I was kind of like to you, I was like, oh, I don't know what I should start posting about again, trying to work out, like a strategy of posting and stuff.
Yep.
And then I forgot that I've got my whiteboard, and I'm like, I've got a lot of topics to talk
Yeah.
about. I'm like, yeah, because these are going to be all my mentoring topics, and it's like
Yeah.
I should really start posting about it. It's
And on top
like,
of that, we're gonna have our seminars when we come
oh
down. So
yeah,
I'll come down.
true. I got
I'll
to
come down
organize.
after what's the name? After prep.
Yeah,
Organize that.
I got to organize all that shit. But yeah, it's like looking at this, I'm like nutrition, training, PEDs, biomechanics, phys, anatomy, biology. I'm like, oh fuck, I have a lot I could post on. So
Yeah.
maybe I'll just start picking a topic of them each week. I'm looking at Newton's laws right now. No, I'm not going to do that. Anyway, good times. Yeah,
Uh,
that's it from me.
very nice. Very nice. Good to chat to you as always, sir. And I'll no doubt annoy you in the week to come.
As always, as long as you send me naked photos.
Hey, I do.
Yes, just not selfies, please.
Back shots coming at ya.
Yeah, fucking.
And also posing shots.
Yeah, one job. As always, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in to our rants and shit talking. If you do have any
Plenty of it.
questions, any topics you want us to talk about, always DM Ben, or throw it up in the question box we put up on a Wednesday morning on either the Elite Strength page or Elite Strength Coach page, or on the Bros _with _brains page, because Ben doesn't do it because he's lazy.
Yep.
That is it, as always, and goodbye.
See you guys.